it's funny. Sometimes you just have to let stupid be stupid and stay out of stupid's way because all the attention is on stupid. That, of course, would be the New York Giants because they are not going to fire Joe Judge, apparently, until they hire a general manager. Meanwhile, all of the top coaching candidates that you would covet or want as a Giant fan are going to ultimately be picked off. So if you do decide to fire Joe Judge or the new general manager does, you're going to be left with who's left, not the top candidate. That is stupid. So how do you outdo stupid? How do you put yourself in stupid's way? I'll explain in 1 second. Good afternoon, Evan. How are you today, kid?
I feel very stupid. How are you?
I feel fantastic today.
Good.
Why do you feel stupid?
I slept 35 minutes last night.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Why? Because you couldn't beat Portland? Is that why? Or because, you liked Alabama? Well, I don't know why.
It's because we couldn't beat Portland. I did watch the national championship game, and then I watched West Coast basketball. But other than that, I'm doing great, Craig.
Great.
How are you?
I'm doing great. Let me get back to stupid, okay?
Yeah, stupid.
Because right now, the New York Giants own stupid. And they own it all by themselves. Like, no one else is making fun right now of the New York Yankees. No one's taking shots at, not that there's any reason to, the New York Mets. No one's taking shots at the Nets, even though they lost. No one's taking shots at Julius Randle, who had a terrible game last night, but the Knicks won. Everyone's focus right now is lasered in on the New York Giants and the fact that they are afraid to make the decision to fire their head coach. So let that be the story, right? No, that's not the story. Because the New York Jets can't help themselves. The New York Jets, who ended the season, believe it or not, with a bad loss, but with a lot of people feeling really good about the direction they're going in with Robert Saleh, with Joe Douglas, with Zach Wilson. The New York Jets couldn't help themselves. So what did they do? They made an announcement today. They sent an email out today to their most loyal fans. Fans, by the way, that they've not given a home playoff game to ever. And what did they do? They announced that for the first time in a couple of years, I think since 2016, they decided that they're going to raise ticket prices. Now, I want to be very fair and clear about this. They are not raising every ticket price. Overall, the average ticket price is lower than it was 5 years ago. But in some of the choice seats, they are raising ticket prices 3%, which essentially is nothing. So it's not really going to impact you. So then why do it? Right now, all the negative energy in this town is focused on one franchise, the New York Giants. Why would the New York Jets disrupt that apple cart for an announcement that's only going to piss people off? We're raising some ticket prices. Oh, and by the way, we're also raising parking. Why?
Oh, you want to why?
Why? Oh, let stupid be stupid. You don't have to prove to us that you're stupider than they are. Let them be stupid.
Who owns the New York Jets?
Stupid.
There you go. That's it. Who owns the New York Jets? Like,
now,
the Jets have gotten away with
I couldn't believe this, and I went into it. I want to be very fair about it. It is a nothing increase. So
it doesn't matter. It's the news.
It's the purpose of the. It's right.
It doesn't matter. It's the idea that the Jets, coming off another, let's face it, from a win-loss standpoint, another dreadful season.
Oh, come on.
A team that's been the worst team in the NFL for a decade, really ever since losing that championship game to the Pittsburgh Steelers. They've been the worst team in football. They haven't seen the playoffs. They've got the longest drought in the sport. You mentioned it. They've never hosted a playoff game at MetLife. You got to go back to 2002. Whether it's significant or not, it's the fact that you allowed this to become a narrative and a story.
And they're not making any money on the increase. They're really not. For you and I, it'd be a lot of money. Like, we did the math on it. If they took 20,000 tickets at $100 a pop and raised those tickets $3 each, which would be a 3% raise, they'll make an extra $500,000 over the course of the entire year. It's not even real money. So if the New York Giants are being stupid right now, which they are, in not firing Joe Judge, or if you're a fan of Joe Judge, not making a decision on Joe Judge. And as Ralph Vacchiano reported earlier today, they're not going to fire him. They're going to hire a general manager and then have that general manager convince them who the new coach should be or not be. We'll get to that. Why not allow the Giants to own all the negativity, right? I mean, if you want to raise ticket prices 3%, do it a week from now. Do it a month from now. No one's giving you their money today anyway. And the New York Jets just can't help themselves. Like, here's a team that took your place as stupid one. And you got to let the world know, oh, wait a minute. We own stupid one. We don't want to be stupid too, you knuckleheads. And I love the Jets. And it pains me to have to do this show today. Because they're good people over there at Florham Park. And it's almost like they have meetings saying, wait a minute. The New York Giants are getting all the negative attention. We want some of it.
What's amazing to me is they've got people like you, no offense. People like BT, no offense to him. He's a good Jet fan. The Jets have you guys positive. Even coming off a pathetic 4-win season. He's got you feeling good. He's got BT feeling good. He's got a lot of Jet fans feeling good.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they had a terrible season, if we're being honest. And they have gotten all the attention pushed away from them because the Giants have kind of taken over this town as the embarrassment when it comes to New York football.
The Giants have done everybody a favor. If you're a franchise that's got warts, or you're a franchise that's got a fan base that's not entirely thrilled with you in the moment, the New York Giants did every other franchise a favor. They're taking all the slings and arrows.
They did the Jets a favor specifically because usually over the years we've complained about everything the Jets have done. And yes, they have hope going into next year. I'm not going to lie to you and say it feels hopeless.
I'm so upset about this.
But they didn't have a good season, and yet no one's talked about it because the Giants were even more pathetic.
I'm so upset.
And then they make a decision like this that kind of like pushes themselves towards the front again.
I'm so upset about it. Like, I was looking forward to another 5 hours of Giant bashing today. I really was. I had set my clock by it. I was all good to go. Woke up this morning, checked my phone. Okay, still no decision on Joe Judge. That's a 5-hour radio show. And then my beloved New York Jets, a franchise I adore. I don't know why. They've never given me anything good in my life. Had to go out of their way to steal the headlines. The New York Jets, after a 4-win year, decided to raise ticket prices. So I investigated, and I want to be clear. It's not even a real increase. It's the fact of, why would you want that story out there when all the negativity is going towards a team that never gets it?
Because
we always get it.
Wouldn't you admit that the Jets are not smart?
No.
Oh, you wouldn't admit?
I think the people that are involved in the Jets front office, who I know well, are really smart.
You think the Jet
That's why I'm so pained by this decision.
You think the Jets have a smartly run organization?
They are barely raising the tickets. It's not going to be felt by any of the real fans out there, this 3% increase.
But that's the point.
So why announce it?
Because they're not smart.
Because they're stupid.
Yes, you just disagreed with me. I told you the Jets aren't smart. They haven't been smart in a long time.
Stupid.
Nice clams.
Stupid. I mean, why can't we allow the Giants to just implode on their own? Why do we have to take any of their attention away from them? And speaking of which, I've lost all respect now for the ownership of the Giants. And here's why. To be a great leader, you have to make tough decisions in the moment. Bang, 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 bang. They're not always easy. They're not always popular. But the fact that the New York Giants have tolerated what they've seen over the last 2 seasons with Joe Judge, tolerated the giving up and waving the white flag on offense with the back-to-back quarterback sneaks, tolerated the 11-minute diatribe last week from their embattled head coach, met with the head coach, and didn't, as a leader, make a decision to fire the head coach or double down on him, which I'm saying that's an acceptable answer also. Tell the fan base, we got it right. You don't know what you're talking about. He's the guy. Either way, make a decision. The fact that the New York Giants are, according to all reports, going to bring in a general manager and then have that general manager convince them that Joe Judge should not be the coach, or I guess should be the coach, or that someone else should be the coach, strikes me of horrendous leadership. And it's a real problem for the franchise. The fact that John Mara is gun-shy to pull the trigger on a decision one way or the other. Right. If you want to come out and tell Giant fans, Joe Judge is the guy. I believe in the vision. I believe in the alleged foundation. Trust me, he's the guy. You have every right to do that. If you want to go the other way, Joe Judge is not the guy, therefore he's fired. You have every right to do that. But you can't lay in the middle. You can't.
You can.
The Giant fan deserves better than that.
You can if you communicate what you're thinking right now to Giant fans.
When did they do that?
They should today.
But did they?
No, they
Is
haven't.
There a planned press conference for today that I missed?
That's my issue with John Mara. It's not the idea of bringing in a general manager and letting them make a decision. I don't think it's as bad as the way you map it out. What's bad is that he's not talking to his fans and customers. Because if I was John Mara at a press conference today, and tell me if you'd accept this or not, and I said, so here's what we're doing. We're hiring a football guy. We're going outside our comfort zone, outside our family, outside the history of the Giants. We're going to bring in a well-respected general manager. And that person will have complete authority on who the head coach is. That person will decide if Joe Judge is the future, if Joe Judge is not the future. I don't have a problem with that if you tell us that. That's why I don't necessarily agree, Craig, that it's got to be either fire him or keep him. Like, I love the idea of John Mara admitting, I don't know football. So I'm going to bring somebody in that I think does, and I'm going to let them run the organization.
And in the meantime, you might, no guarantee that you do, you might very well lose out on the number one candidate for the job.
Okay, but Craig.
Because that is on the table.
Craig,
like if you're
Craig,
the
Craig,
GM,
okay,
and they go Evan Roberts, we're giving you full autonomy, and you decide, all right, Joe Judge has to go, but the guy I would have hired just got signed by the Bears.
Okay, here's the problem with that
then
point.
you can't do your job.
I understand that. Here's the problem. Let's say they fire Joe Judge today.
Yeah,
okay,
that's right.
Who's hiring the head coach?
The general manager.
So you're in the same boat of waiting to hire the general manager.
Which, again, shows bad leadership.
Well, it shows you something I told you about 5 or 6 weeks ago.
Should have fired Gettleman then.
They should have retired Dave Gettleman weeks and months ago so they could have gotten a head start on finding out who the GM is. The biggest problem I have with John Mara, see, we both have a problem with John Mara, but here's my issue. He owes it to the fans to communicate what they're thinking. We can't sit here. Giant fans don't deserve to hear rumors from sources for 2.5 weeks.
That's right.
They deserve to hear from their owner, this is what I'm thinking. And if what he's thinking is, hey, Giant fans, this is unacceptable. We've lost way too much. We are bringing in a general manager who knows more football than me.
Sure.
That person will decide the head coach. Is that not a fair thing to say?
It's certainly better than where they're going. We'll get into it with you throughout the afternoon, 877-337-6666. If you're a diehard Jet fan, if you're a season ticket holder, and you got the new ticket invoice, love to hear from you to see what kind of increase you're looking at, if any. Because I do want to be clear, this is not an across-the-board, everybody's getting jacked. It's not that. You are getting your parking jack, though. So we'll get into that. And I want to see exactly what your percent raise is. 3% is what they call the average, meaning that some will be more and some will be nothing. So we'll find out from you where you're at and how you reacted to it. Of course, the Giants keep you on hold. We'll get to the championship game from last night. We got some basketball for you as well and a little bit of baseball later today to boot. So lots cooking. 877-337-6666. It's Carton Roberts on the Fan with you all the way up until 6:30. I think we're going to get an update from our girl as well. Is that confirmed? Is she coming on later?
I'm in the process of booking her
Did
for
you
later.
forget her name?
Skanky Von Skanky?
Yeah. She had a little incident over the weekend I think we can get into.
There was an incident?
Yes, there was. I'll let her tell the story, but yes.
There was another incident with our girl?
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to have to make sure she's okay.
She's okay, but we're going to get her on a little
Evan may
later.
have to swing over to Jersey just to pat her on the head, make sure she's all right.